All right, miscellaneous tab. So these are all the things that I just don't have an easier spot for that makes sense at the back, so we just throw them all at the very end. So first one is how to avoid basement flooding. That's going to talk about making sure that your grade is sloped appropriately away from your foundation, making sure that your sump pump is in working order, which again, that's something that you want to check once a year. Make sure that it's turned on and that it's pumping properly. Next one is measuring humidity in your home, which we've already talked about quite a bit. Using a humidistat, things like that, making sure that if it is too high, you're in the HRV, and if it's too low, it won't be too low. Mike Holmes, so the next document is a third-party document through Mike Holmes, and it's again focusing on that humidity and why if you decide to run your home with a high humidity, why that's going to come at a greater cost. It's a very interesting read because a lot of people think like, oh, well, if it's more comfortable, I'll just run it higher. It's not always the right answer. HRV is the next document. So this is like the manual for the HRV. So really good document to read. And last but not least, I have a document about radon. So when we go to the basement and do the videos with Rod, he's going to talk about a radon gas trap. People get a little concerned when the word radon is thrown around. So we like to talk about it again. It's more education, understanding why we're talking about it and what we did in construction to prevent it from getting into your home. So this document talks about radon. Radon is an odorless, tasteless gas that is formed deep within the earth from decaying plants and animals. Typically, the deeper you go, the higher the concentration. But radon has been an issue in construction. So if homes aren't sealed properly where the basement is concerned, that's being dug into the ground, and the proper caulking isn't used, things like that, radon can enter your home, and it can be something that causes major health issues. So within the building code, there are two things that we do in construction to prevent radon from entering your home. The first is the radon gas trap, which I'll talk about in a sec. And the second one is radon caulking. So whenever we have a penetration coming through the basement wall or the floor, we use a special caulking that prevents radon from getting through, okay? If you thought that you had radon in your home and you needed to remediate it, that radon gas trap is going to be the piece that's important. So what that is it's a pipe that comes down through the slab, and then it runs horizontally back to the center of the basement. So if radon was there, if it existed in your basement and you needed to get it out, you'd hire a company that would come and pop the cap off that pipe that's in the basement, and they would vacuum out the area, and then they would basically expel it into our atmosphere, right? Taking the radon out of your basement. So if you thought radon was something that you needed to be concerned about, you can purchase a Doppler from almost any hardware store. It sits in your basement for 3 months, then you send it in, they send you the results. Yes, you had radon, no you didn't, whatever. If you're curious at all about it, there's a little map here that explains Saskatchewan and where the radon pockets lie. Typically it's like further north is where you're gonna see the higher percentages, but it does actually follow the gas industry a little bit. So you'll notice that there are areas like Cypress Hills where it says 26%, so that's pretty high. Athabasca, which is far north, is like 14. So where we build, Saskatoon area, it's 8%. It's actually relatively low. And like I said, it's not something that we've actually seen, but we talk about it anyways.